God, this season has been so good. Hey everyone, welcome to Princess Gay. I'm your host Connie, and today we are here with my blind reaction to One Punch Man, Season 3, Episode 6. Last episode was an absolute treat. We got to see Monster King Orochi take action and his fight against Garo, which, obviously ended the way we would expect. Garo lost. Because of course he did. He's not going to defeat Orochi. He's not at that level yet. He might be at one point, but not right now. And so it was cool to see Orochi finally take action. We also got to see a little bit of Gyaru's powers. Gyaro? However the fuck you say their name. Which, it seems like they're a psychic power user like Tatsumaki and Fubuki. So that's very fascinating. And we also got to see a dog. Now, one question that kind of was left unanswered last time is, now that the kid ran away, is he going to escape or is he going to get caught again and thrown back in the cell? Like, Garo has been defeated, so Garo's not going to be able to do anything to save him and escape at this point. So, what's going to happen? Is he going to be able to get out of there? Is he going to be captured again? We don't know. We have no context for anything happening right now. Outside of, leaving off with Garo's loss. And Saitama possibly coming down? I don't know. He was looking in the sewer, but knowing Saitama, he might just end up, piecing out and going off and doing his own thing. Now, outside of just the animation thing, I have heard one other complaint with this season that people are lobbying, and that's that there's very little Saitama, but I've already talked about this before. The lack of Saitama in this season is necessary. Saitama's the main character, but sometimes you have to let the side characters shine too. If you had Saitama have a big focus in this season, we wouldn't have a season. There would be no tension. There would be no build-up. None of the villains would pose any threat whatsoever. It's like if Saitama were the main focus here, all of this would be resolved in an episode. It's like we have to sideline him if we're going to have any level of tension, if we're going to have any level of intrigue, any level of, depth. I like Saitama too, but, he can't be the focus in an arc like this. He just can't. It makes no... This entire complaint makes no sense. Because it would destroy the integrity of the arc, of the entire plot, to have Saitama be a focus here. You need to focus on the side characters and the other heroes at this point. So, yeah, I've never understood that. I'm just continuing to enjoy this, though. I don't know, people's complaints have done nothing to dissuade me, and honestly, I don't even understand them. Because, again, most of the complaints just center on the animation, and it's like, if that's the major thing that people are focusing on when they watch a show these days, it's like, we're cooked. It's like we're going to start getting, AI bullshit because it's going to be quote-unquote better animated than this. And people are going to be happy with it because it looks better than One Punch Man. People don't care if the story or the characters are shit. So, what does it matter? apparently story and characters mean absolutely nothing. So what's the problem with using AI art? There's no depth, there's no intrigue, there's no interest that people care about. All people want is it to look animated. It's stupid. And again, when you have episodes like last episode as well that are like great in terms of animation, like not even just good, but actually great, it's been like, it just feels like people are bitching just to bitch. It feels so disingenuous, honestly. But that's going to happen. And again, I've said this before, and I say this with pretty much anything. If you just dislike something, you're allowed to dislike something. You're allowed to have your opinion, and your opinion is just as valid as anyone else's. But I'm also allowed to have my opinion. And I'm allowed to say that I don't find any logic in another person's opinion. And I'm allowed to complain about an opinion when it's like formed on something I don't think is entirely like reasonable. And you're allowed to do the same for me. Just, don't necessarily be mean to other people about it. Don't be an asshole, but yeah, you're allowed to share your, dissatisfaction with something, or you're allowed to share your confusion and like ununderstanding towards other people's views. Again, just don't be an asshole. Easy as that. So I'm hoping that this continues to be as good as it has been. I find the story in this season to be the best One Punch Man has had. I find like it to be great in terms of its character work. And I, for one, am just like extremely excited to see where this goes. So let's get this going and see what we have for episode 6. Hold up just a sec. Before you click that link down in the description below to get to today's video, I want to remind you of all the awesome content we have both on this channel and the Princess of Gaming channel. Let's check it out. And we are back, and we'll begin with spoilers in 3, 2, 1. Now, kind of rushed that a little bit. Okay, so now I get it. This is one thing I neglected to mention in the pre-thoughts, and I actually did it on purpose. Because I wanted to go in to this episode and see it for myself before making any kind of judgments. So apparently this episode is the lowest ranked episode of anime ever on IMDb, which, like, when I first saw that, without any context of like why or anything, I was like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, what? Why? Why would this be? Why would any episode from this series specifically be the lowest ranked anime episode ever? When there are like so many actively bad anime out there. I mean, you have the likes of Puni Puni Poemi, and are you saying that's ranked higher than this? Or is that just not ranked on IMDb? Are they only ranking like the big popular anime? Because then that's a skewed scale. That's not a believable scale then. It's like, how are they choosing which anime to rank? And I know Puni Puni Poemi isn't like a well known anime, but still. There's still so many well known anime that are much worse than anything that's been in this season. Sword Art Online, you could even use as an example. But I get it though. I get why people have ranked this so low. Um, they just, you know, are impatient. They're silly. People ranked this episode so low because there wasn't any action in it. I guarantee you that's it. There wasn't a single bit of action in it. It was talking. It was characters, strategizing, planning things out, preparing for the upcoming attack, the assault on the Monster Association. And because it was all talking, because it was all, like minimal animation, because obviously there wouldn't be a lot of animation with just characters talking, people are complaining and saying, I bet you anything, the complaints are that it's boring. And it proves that people don't care about the story, that people don't care about the characters. All they care about is animation. And that tells us that animation as a medium is looking to be pretty fucked. Because this was a fantastic episode. Like, if you actually, in regards to the story, in regards to the characters, this was a fantastic episode. But if this is like the lowest ranked anime episode on IMDb, then as a society, as anime fans, we're kind of fucked. Like, I've seen so many shows as a whole that are worse than this episode. I've seen so many episodes of shows I love that are worse than this episode. Like, One Piece is my favorite piece of media of all time. There are episodes of One Piece worse than this. People are only bitching because it's slow paced. Because they want this instant gratification, and for a show that, is a satire on superheroes and shonen, they want non-stop fighting at the highest level animation, otherwise they don't care. And it's ridiculous at this point. And again, you can watch a show for any reason. It's like, whatever reason you're watching a show for, that's fine. It's your experience. But I'm allowed my opinion. And I say again because this is all stuff I've said before. I'm allowed my opinion, and I'm allowed to disagree with how people watch a show. I'm not going to hate on you for it. I'm not going to be mean or just, an asshole. But I can disagree with you. And I disagree with the idea that animation is that important. That a low level of animation. It's not even bad animation, by the way. There was no bad animation in this. It was just very little because, again, it was a lot of talking. But people, if those scores are anything to go by, I feel like I almost have to look that up now. If those scores are anything to go by, it feels like people are, treating it like this episode killed their baby or something. It's like, to rank it low enough for this to become the lowest ranked episode on IMDb of any anime, just because it's slow paced, is so ridiculous to me. And I'm allowed to say that it makes no sense in my eyes. Because, again, to me, this was one of the better episodes of the season so far. The strategy meeting, the comedy, just the setups for what's to come, all of that was great. And it makes me more excited for what is going to happen next. We get to see a plethora of new heroes, including this hot buff lady who's in the opening, who I don't know if it's because of how quickly she goes by in the opening, but I didn't realize how hot she was. Or how buff. She is like, I think in one shot in the opening, and it goes by fairly quickly, and it's just like I saw that she was buff in the opening, but it's like, I don't know, seeing her like standing there like and like flexing her muscles and her abs, and it's just like, oh boy. Oh, it did it for me. I'll give you that much. I have a type. I have a couple types, but buff women are definitely a big one. Um, and mind you, I wouldn't like say she's like the most attractive character I've seen in a show I've reacted to even recently. But like definitely caught my attention nonetheless. And we got to see Amai Mask kind of forcing himself into the assault team, despite not being S class, because his ego is like the size of a planet. Like, it's ironic that he's calling them arrogant. It's like he's the thing is, Tatsamaki's pretty fucking arrogant, but I think Amai Mask might be the most actually arrogant character in this series. He is such a piece of shit. He's so self-important, and he only does this because it makes him look good. I genuinely don't believe Amai Mask is a hero for any good reason. I believe he's only doing it for his self-image. And it's kind of fucked. Like, even Tatsumaki, I think, has some level of heroism to her. Like, yeah, again, she's very, like, high and mighty herself. But, like, you even see, like, how she is genuinely trying to protect her sister by not letting her join in on the action. Even though Fubuki doesn't see it that way, it's very clear that's what's going on. And, again, Tatsumaki is, like, you can tell she does have a heroic spirit to her. She's very full of herself, but she does have a heroic spirit, at least much more so than Amai Mask. I wouldn't say she's like as heroic as most of the other heroes there, but still. I think Tatsumaki's like much better than Amai Mask. Also, I just, like her as a character better. Um, But yeah, that entire scene was like really fun, and Pig God just like ordering more food and soda and stuff, like almost not off camera, but like kind of off to the side, like almost as like this recurring gag. It's like we get it, we understand your gimmick. Give me 5 more pizzas. Give me like 5 more gallons of cola. It's just like, I don't know if those were the numbers. I don't remember exactly, but it's like, okay, we get it. Like, I'm fat. I'm a heavy eater. I can eat a good amount of pizza, but like multiple whole pizzas, no. I can't even really do a full pizza in one go on my own anymore. I used to be able to do that when I was young, but like I can't do that anymore. Like, honestly, 4 slices is the most I can eat at a time right now. And I usually only do 4 slices if I'm really hungry or if they're thinner. If it's like thicker slices, I'll do less, depending on the thickness. Um, like for a Detroit style or a Chicago style pizza, I would probably only do 2 because they're so thick and doughy. And that does do a lot. Maybe have like a breadstick or something with them, but that's about it. But like with like a thin cracker crust, oh, I can eat a lot of that because it's like a cracker crust. It's thin; it doesn't fill you up as much. But yeah, it depends on the pizza. But I assume like the pizzas he was eating were like standard, like just pretty generic standard pizza. Which again, like that's about 3 slices for me on average, unless I'm like really hungry at the moment. And again, I never go above 4. But then it's like again like 5 liters or something of of cola. It's like Jesus. I'm wondering, like, do we know Pig God's actual abilities? Like, do they derive from consumption? Because there are comic book characters and like superhero characters who do have stuff like that, abilities like that. So it's very possible. I don't know if we actually know Pig God's powers. I don't remember if it's said. I can't remember every little thing, and he's not been like a major player in anything yet. So I guess maybe we'll see. But yeah, I'm very curious to see how like this like assault ends up going. Especially now that we also got the new Blizzard bunch going in to do a little stealth assault as well, since they were left out of everything else. Because the association is kind of having some wavering trust with them. Um, so yeah. And King's going with them, interestingly enough. It's going to be fascinating to see what happens next. I feel like there's going to be a lot of great fights coming up. We have like some of that set up with the opening and everything. Like I'm very obviously excited to see Puri Puri Prisoner in action. Zombie Man. I don't think we've actually seen Zombie Man in full action yet, so that would be really cool to see. Also, I kind of want to see what Child Emperor can do. Outside of just being super smart and kind of a leader type. What can he do in the field? Because he's in the field. He's with everyone else. So I'm very curious about that aspect too. Um, a lot of interesting setups, and we ended off the episode with a very specific one. Tatsumaki and this Grim Reaper ass looking motherfucker. And I assume Tornado's gonna take him out like that. Probably gonna be super fucking easy. Because she is one of the strongest. What's her rank? I think it's rank 3 of S class. It's up there. It's definitely top 5. I think it's 3. She is one of the best. Like, that's just unquestionable. Her psychic powers are insane. I wonder how they stack up to Gioro, though. I wonder, like, if Gioro can actually hold their own against her. That would be interesting to find out. I wonder if we'll end up getting that fight. I would actually be super interested in that. Um, but yeah, this has been, like, honestly kind of fantastic so far. This season is just, like, really nailing the story, the character work. The voice acting has been, like, top of its game. I'm just, like, really invested in this. I don't get the complaints. I don't understand them. Like, there's a lot of shows, like, even shows I like, where it's like, oh yeah, I can understand that complaint to some degree. It's like, even if it doesn't bother me, I get why it would bother other people. Like, for example, the length of One Piece. I understand why people would have like trouble with that. I understand why it would be intimidating for people starting the series off. I get that. It doesn't bother me. It doesn't affect me at all. But I can understand how it's like, oh, you're looking at over 1,100 episodes. It's like, yeah, that's an intimidating amount of episodes to get into a series with. I get that. Um, but with this, it's like I don't understand the complaints at all. I don't see them. And it's just so wild to me to see this series getting so much shit for something that I genuinely don't believe matters that much. When the story and the character work is this good, when it's this investing and interesting, it's like I just don't understand. Like I have to believe that, like, as a society we've just been kind of led into this world of desiring instant gratification. We want, like, we don't want to wait as a people anymore. And that includes with shows. We don't like it when a show starts to go slow, or a movie or a game, and it starts to, like, it's the same thing with fucking Ruby. This is why people didn't like volumes 4 and 5 of Ruby, because it got slow and started focusing on story and character depth. And they wanted the fun action and shit. When it's like the show was never about that. It's like they were so impatient and they just wanted the cool action, and didn't want the actual good character development and story work. And so it's like they got pissy about volumes 4 and 5 of Ruby. And yet, they were better than anything in the first 3 volumes. It's just like, I don't get this entire kind of mindset. It makes no sense to me. And maybe that is just because I put story and character above everything else, like far above everything else, in terms of not just anime, but, a show in general. And, games and movies and stuff. It's like that's the stuff that I feel is the most important: story and character work. You can have phenomenal shows that have, like, practically no animation or very weak animation, and it can still be amazing because of the story and character work. But you can't have a good show without good story and character work. At least not like this level of good. Like I don't understand. Outside of the animation, this is the best One Punch Man has been. So I just don't get it. I do not get it. But either way, tell me in the comments below, what did you think of this episode of One Punch Man Season 3? And thank you so much, as always, for tuning in. I'm Connie, and I'm signing off. See y'all next time.